Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine, and today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home with just a couple pieces of equipment. So one dumbbell, maybe on a little bit lighter side. We're going to use a kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use like a heavier dumbbell, maybe 10 or 15 pounds. And then let's see, the other thing is just tube, an exercise tube. So I've got one right here. You can use an exercise band or a tube with handles, whichever you have and whichever is easiest for you. Okay, so we're going to start with push-ups. Now, as I've said many times in the past, there's a lot of different levels and ways that you can do push-ups. You can start on a countertop. You can start on a bench. You can start, like in my gym, I use either a countertop or a bar that's, about hip height. So the benefit of using a countertop is that you can still do the same motion, but the lever is different. So it's not as difficult. So if I were to be using, like, let's say this, it's a little bit higher and I can do a push-up down and it's not quite as challenging as if I were more horizontal with the floor, parallel with the floor. So whichever method you have and you know that you can do with success, but a little bit of challenge, let's try that today. So the other thing you can do is if you're ready to do it on the floor, you can use your knees and just make sure you're still in that nice flat position from your knees to your shoulders. Chin is tucked in your head. It's all in line. You want your whole spine in good alignment with this. It's really common with push-ups to really kind of want to reach out for the floor with your head, but you want to keep that spine all in line. Okay, let's do 10. So hands underneath your shoulders, down, 1, 2, 3, pull up with your abs, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So remember, when you're pushing away from the floor, think about pulling up with your abs, really keeping everything in line. Use all those muscles to really engage and help push you up off that floor. Okay. Now we're going to stand up and do some squat rockers, I call them. So grab your kettlebell or a little bit heavier dumbbell if you have one. I'm going to lift that up just a little. We're going to do squats with, we're just going to push up and kind of rock to one side and then the other. So going down, coming up, pushing up, and rocking over to one side. Now remember, importantly, when you do a squat, you want to sit your hips back and put your weight in your heels, and then keep your back nice and tall. So don't squat like this. That puts a lot of pressure on your low back. So really sit your hips back like you're going to sit down into a chair. And the other thing is, you don't have to go to the floor with these. You can go down to here, squat, rock up. Go as deep as you feel comfortable. Is challenging but not painful. So this is a little bit of extra push off on that standing leg. Keeping your back nice and tall, keeping those shoulders down. This is just hanging from my hands. I'm not pulling up or anything. I'm just giving myself a little extra weight. 1 more, 2 more each side, 9, 10, and 10. Remember, keep that in the range of motion that is pain-free. It's okay if your muscles feel it, but if you're feeling it in your joints at all, keep it in a pain-free range of motion. Okay, set that down with good form. And now we're going to do shoulder flexion with the tubes or band, whatever you happen to have. So I put mine in a lower position on my door here. So we're going to stagger your feet, 1 forward, 1 back. Not a tandem stance, but I want them staggered to help protect your back and help keep everything in good alignment. My shoulders should be, my hands should be kind of beside my hips. I'm going to raise my shoulders, raise my hands forward. My arms are straight. This is shoulder flexion. So we're working those deltoids, Doing some slow motion back and forth. Only raise it to the height or a little bit lower than your shoulders. You don't need to raise it all the way up here. Keep it in that controlled range of motion. We're going to do 2 more. You're keeping your torso nice and strong too. This is a little bit of core, you'll notice. Keeping everything stable. Good, rest. So that's why I want your feet staggered. If your feet are straight, it's much harder and your back could start to take over, and I don't want that. So it doesn't matter whichever foot you put forward. Probably alternate on subsequent sets. So if your right foot was forward the first one, put your left forward on the second one, and then maybe switch halfway through on the last one. But really just using those staggered stance in a good athletic position. We don't want any straight-legged, trying to lift like that. Your back could be compromised in a situation like that. Okay, now we're gonna grab a fit ball if you have one. If you don't have one, you could just do a bridge on the ground, you know, like where you lie on your back and you bend your knees and you squeeze your glutes to press your hips up. We're going to do what I call hip thrusts. So we're going to start on the ball. I'm going to start back further to make sure I stay on the screen here. And go to where you are comfortably on the ball. My head and shoulders are resting comfortably on the ball. I'm not, you know, way back here when my head is hanging off the back. I want them a nice flat surface on the top of the ball. Now I'm going to drop my hips down, and when I do that, my head comes up because it's staying in line with my spine, right? I don't want my head hanging out back here. Keep your head in line with your spine. We're going to thrust up. Hold it for a count of 3, really squeezing your glutes. Drop down, press up. Drop down, press up, that's 3. Now your hands can stay, you know, maybe on your thighs. If you don't know what to do with your hands, you can keep them next to your hips. Hello, Tubby. 5. And here is Baloo. 6. Keep breathing. 7. Really squeezing those glutes, and you're also putting your weight in your heels here. 8. 9. And one more. 10. All right, good. So then you can either just sit down off the ball or you can walk yourself back up to a seated position. Okay, great. Now we're going to do a triceps kickback. So grab a 1 dumbbell. This is easiest to do maybe on the side of your bed or on a coffee table or a firm sofa. This bench is what I'm going to use today. So we're going to do a nice flat back, 1 hand and 1 knee on the bench. So you can, like I said, you can do this on the edge of your bench or a coffee table. If you do it on your coffee table, maybe just put a pillow under your knee. I've got 1 weight here for myself. We're going to bring your arm parallel to the ground, and you're going to go straight back. So we're working your triceps here. 3. So you're keeping your upper arm parallel to the floor. 5, 6, 7, straightening and then coming back to about 90 degrees. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. You don't want to hunch up like this. Everything is nice and flat. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now we're going to do the other side. So I'm just going to turn. I'm going to stay on this side. No, hey, no. All right, nice flat back, pushing straight back. This is staying. My shoulder, my hand is directly beneath my shoulder here. My knee is directly beneath my hip, so I have a nice flat surface. Straight back. This really isolates those triceps, so really keep that upper arm parallel to the floor. 2 more. 9 and 10. All right, good. Yeah, so when you go back like that, it really isolates that tricep right here. So if you are coming down and then going back like this, then you're working actually more of your lats and your back. So really just keep that just hinging at your elbow, okay? All right, now we're going to use that bench again. Pull it a little bit further forward. And we're going to do double knee lifts. So find a good sturdy kitchen chair, or like if you have a bench like this, it works great. We're gonna put your hands underneath your thighs. You're gonna be sitting forward on the chair or the bench, whatever you have, and you're going to lift both knees up off the ground at the same time. So what the keys here are, you're going to kind of press into your hands, and you want to kind of crunch forward versus this. You don't want to lean back, okay? So that's using, you're not really using any muscles there. We're really isolating your core here. So you want to keep your body stable and almost crunch. Think about crunching forward towards those knees. Also keep those shoulders down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So you may find that you're bringing one foot up off the ground at a time. If that's okay, just really work towards bringing them both up at the same time. So if you do find yourself, one is coming up like one at a time like this, that's okay. Try to alternate which comes up first, and then really, really focus on trying to lift both at the same time. It's difficult. That's a challenging one that doesn't seem very difficult, but work towards that slowly lifting and lowering both feet at the same time. Okay, that's it for today. Please let me know if you have any questions. As always, you can message me, private message me, leave me comments, anything like that, and let me know if there's anything specific that you're looking for out of these. All right, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.